Hello, today I'm going to do a short tutorial on saving, sharing, and using multiple libraries in the Weatherization Assistant, what most of us in the industry call NEAT or MHEA. I will begin by opening the Weatherization Assistant, and the clients and the content aren't the focus of this tutorial, but I did throw an audit in here, Jane Doe, just so I can illustrate that we're using the same file as we get deeper into this. Now, most people download the product and adjust it, update it, put your cost in, and of course have your client records, just simply using, and if you'll see, the database, which is basically the default database that comes with the program. You'll see it's called WA8-9, which is fine, but many of my colleagues have had computer crashes where they've lost everything. If you've ever set up a library or worked with one very much, you realize the importance of it. So the first thing I'm going to do is show you how to save it and put it on a thumb drive. To do what we're going to do, you have to have administrative access. If your agency or company, you may need to get with IT, because you'll see as we get further in, you have to have admin access to be able to get to the files we're talking about. So I'm going to go ahead and just exit the assistant right now, and I'm going to go to File Explorer and to my main hard drive, which is C, which is pretty typical, and you'll see Program Data. That's the folder that we're about to open, and that folder, if you do not have administrative access, it'll be hidden. So again, I can't express that enough to avoid you having frustration. But we've got access here, so I'm going to open Program Data, and here you see that that's where the Weatherization Assistant 8.9, that's where the folder lives. Double click that, and right here, WA8.9.mdb. If you remember from when I had the assistant open, I showed you that that was the database that I was working in. That's the one that has Jane Doe. So I want to be able to save that externally. I want to be able to back that up. So what I'll do, I've got a thumb drive in my machine right now. I'll go ahead and open it in a new window. Move it over a little bit here. And I want to copy that to my thumb drive. I'll just click it and drag it. And you can see within a matter of seconds, it copies over to my thumb drive. So that's the very basic as far as accessing and backing up your database. Just to illustrate, I'll show you. We'll go ahead and minimize these. Open up Weatherization Assistant again. And I can run right off of that thumb drive. This is something that's done by choosing this link here, this button, Data Link. I'm going to hit that, and you see up here, right now it's got the default backend database file selected, that WA8.9, and more importantly, the one that's located in the main folder. Here I can switch to a different database, so I'm going to browse. Hit Browse. I'm going to go over here and hit my USB and there is the database file, the copy that I put onto my thumb drive. I'm going to go ahead and double click that, and then I hit link. And it goes through a series of linking up the Weatherization Assistant with this new database. It's a copy, but to it, it's new. You see now, I'm working from F, which is my thumb drive, and this is why I threw Jane Doe in there, to show you that my client, my jobs, all my libraries, everything have transferred right over with that one file. So you see, if you have access, and this tutorial, it really is pretty easy to back up that all-important database file. It's on a thumb drive now. So I could take that thumb drive, perhaps I've got 8 inspectors in my organization. I'm a large organization. And I'm the one that's charged with keeping the libraries up to date and whatnot. Well, I can now take that thumb drive to each person's system, and I can put it in there in that program data file and Weatherization Assistant, do the link, and make sure that we're all working from the same page. Now, another thing that I've seen happen in the field is the need to be able to work with multiple files. I don't want to exit, but I did anyway. So let's look here. All I did was minimize, which saved us some time. WA 8.9 MDBs in our local Weatherization Assistant file. And then they also have one in there called sample. So they stock, or from, the download, they give you 2, and I'm going to show you how you can switch between them. So say I've got multiple agencies and that I'm working for. I'm an independent contractor, who knows the scenario. But I need to have different access to different libraries for different jobs. I want to work with that other database, so what I'm going to do, bring up data link. Notice right now it's coming from my thumb drive with the quote-unquote default database name. Well, I'm going to go ahead and browse and go back to C, program data, bring it down to Weatherization Assistant, and then I've got this other choice, this sample, and I'm going to just do this to illustrate my point. I'm going to choose that, I can double click it, and then hit link. It goes through its process. You'll get weird error messages now and then. This is a very antiquated program. I think we all know that. For the most part, you just say okay and you move on. But now you can see I have what they had named 8.8-9 sample. And when I look, it has a house with a crawl space. They have a few different jobs in there literally for samples. And just one last thing, because I don't want to go on and on and on. To make sure you realize, you can rename these. You can say you've got somebody, agency A gives you their database file. Well, you can name it agency A and say agency B does the same. Well, you can rename that Agency B. So now I've got it where instead of strange numbers, it's very familiar. Agency A, Agency B. I can close that, and that's going to come up because I had changed the name. And what I'm going to do, I can just go ahead and browse, and you can see here that I've got two choices. So I can go to Agency A, hit link, let it go through its process. Again, you'll get some error messages. They say that there's going to be an online version, but let's learn how to use this while we wait, right? So I brought up Agency A, and again, for illustration, that is my database with Jane Doe and all the associated libraries that go with it. So that's that agency. Okay, now it's later in the day, and now I need to do a job for Agency B. I hit Data Link, browse, choose Agency B, link, let it go through its process. And now, to illustrate, now I have this entirely different database and the associated libraries all in that one file. So that helps, I hope. I am a working energy auditor. I have been a trainer, and really I just wanted to put this out there for my brothers and sisters to have as much information and make things as easy as possible. If you want, please comment on this video. If you want to have some more content, I could possibly do some more tutorials. So comment, feel free to share, and I really hope that you got something out of this. I thank you very much, and have a good day.